What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Solana today, SOLUSD. It is the 9th day of January, and here we are sitting at $138 with roughly 6 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. First and foremost, I think that we are at the base of this range, and we will prevail to the upside. I do. Secondly, I want to just say, if you're investing in crypto, you're in this bull market or in this sector to make money, Solana is probably not your best option. Maybe it is if you're a dev, maybe it is if you're a contributor to the ecosystem, stuff like that. There's plenty of rewards and stuff and partnerships and all that stuff for there to be money to be made. But if you're an investor, Solana will likely get outperformed by 90% of the cryptos out there. It will likely be an underperformer. However, with that being said again, point number 3 to make here is even though it's likely going to underperform basically everything in the top 100, it is likely to perform. It's at least likely to move up and grow and be a safe investment to grow in. So you mitigate the lack of reward with the complete absence of risk, right? I think Solana is a very low risk coin to invest in, especially if you consider where we are here. This is the best places to accumulate Solana that we've seen since March of 2024. You're literally a genius for buying at these levels every single time. I do think that we're going to break out and move higher, but again, if we're talking about the potential that Solana has, let's get wild. Let's get crazy here, okay? If Solana were to move, let's say all the way up to, let's just for now say it moves up to $2,200. That's a golden ratio extension. That's about a 16x. 16x in crypto, it's not really that impressive. If it happens overnight, wow. If it happens in a month, wow. But if it takes a whole cycle to do a 16x, I'm not really that impressed. And it's not a whole cycle. We did move up more than that from the low, to be completely fair. But from here, there's plenty of coins that are likely going to 30x or more by the end of the year. This thing's going to do a 16x. Let's just look at Solana's market cap just for comparison real quick. Solana at a 78, and by the way, this is not confirming that we see a 16x. I'm running with an idea. The golden ratio is there. Let's run with this idea. Can Solana see a $2,200 price by the end of the cycle? By the end of this year, is it a feasible outcome? Solana has a, let's call it a $78 billion market cap. That means if Solana were to do a 10x, you have a $780 billion market cap, right? It's pretty crazy. I think it's crazy. I don't think that that's going to happen, but I mean, maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe you even go a little bit past that and you see a $1 trillion market cap, but that's a little bit past that is probably right around here. This $2,200 level, this golden ratio, I want to know. I just want to know, actually, because I'm not going to do the math myself. I just want to know. Let's see here. It would be a 16. Let's try to make it as accurate as possible. Right on the current price, let's be accurate as possible. 16.2x, 16.3x. Let's just do that. 16. Come on. 1616. Nope. Hello? There we go. 16.28, right? That's what it is, 16.28. And we multiply that by, let's round, we're just going to round a little bit here, to $78 billion, okay? What's $100 million between friends? 78 billion. Now, I'm just going to type in 78. I'm not going to type in billion. We'll just assume it's in the billions. So if we get a number that equals 100, that's 1 trillion, right? Does that make sense? Or no, sorry. 100 equals 100 billion. 1,000 is 1 trillion, okay? 1,000 is 1 trillion. So we get 1.27, 1.3 trillion dollars. Probably a little bit less because we rounded up, so 1.3 trillion dollars. I don't personally assume that Solana, by the end of this year or by the end of this cycle, will see a market cap that's greater than $1.3 trillion. I don't. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but to see any levels higher than this would basically mean that you're going to your 1886 or higher. I mean, where are you going to stop? If you're not going to stop here, you're going to stop a little bit higher. You're going to be at like 1.5 trillion, 2 trillion more? Probably not. Probably not. That's not going to happen. Very, very likely not going to. I would bet against that heavily. This would be a feat to accomplish, and even that is just a 15x from here. This would be an extraordinary market cap for Solana to have, and that is only a 15, 16x from here. It's not that impressive in crypto, okay? And likely we don't even see that. Likely what Solana is going to get is somewhere then that is probably just above $1,000. This makes sense to me because typically with the 1272 and the 1414, with these kind of areas, with the 1272 typically you do find resistance right there. With the 1414 typically you find resistance just above it. You wick a little bit above it and then you come down. 1414 is at $1,100. It might make sense that you do break through 1,000 a little bit and then you find resistance just above $1,100, something like that. I could see Solana from here, from its current price of 138, seeing anything from about an 8x move to maybe even something on the lines of a 10x move. I could see that happening. But again, 8 to 10x is giving us a market cap that's something around $780 billion to probably like give or take 100 billion less than that, maybe something around 700 to 780 billion dollars. It's too much. It would be actually, if we took two down, because if it was an 8x and a 10x, it'd be like 650 billion to 780 billion, something in that kind of range. That's a lot. There's like only two cryptos that I've ever seen market caps that high, and their names are Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's a privilege to even consider that Solana can see a $780 billion market cap, let alone double that, to get to the golden ratio. It's probably not going to happen, guys. So if you're invested in Solana, it will grow. It will provide gains. You will make money, but this will not be exciting for you. You're not invested in crypto for this. I mean, I would think if you want a 10x returns over a how long has it been since the end of 2022? And we're probably going to go into the end of 2026 to get this. If you need 4 years to get a 10x, go to the stock market. Go to the stock market. Actually, it would be more than a 10x. Let's be fair. It's not. That would be overall 180x. That's what you get in crypto. That's great. Maybe I should redo this. Let's say if you need, it's March of 2024 that we started consolidating here. If you need several years, multiple years, 2024 to 2026, 2 years. If you need 2 years to see a 10x, go to the stock market. Okay, go to the stock market, because crypto in 2 years can provide a lot more than that if you're in the right things. And really, I think any project in the top 100 is probably a better investment than Solana. Solana is probably going to grow about the same amount as BNB, maybe Tron, right? Cardano, right? They're not going to. Those are going to be underperformers of this cycle. They're very highly anticipated to do well. On that note, by the way, Hyperliquid's not going to do well. SWI is not going to do well. Zcash has probably seen most of its growth. It will get outperformed by the average altcoin as well. You probably don't even have a 20x left in Zcash. A lot of these coins will be disappointing. And I think Solana is going to be the Mac Daddy. I think this is a perfect way for Solana to kind of end its reign of terror, right? Because for a long time, for a very long time, Solana's been the assumed ETH killer, right? Whenever Ethereum grows at a much, much higher rate and faster rate, whenever it outperforms Solana on this finale, and Solana is rather disappointing, it's going to leave a sour taste in people's mouth, and we'll see how it handles the next bear market. But not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Again, I like the idea of Solana, but I don't like it as an investment. I don't think that we're going to make money with this at all. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I don't think you're going to make much money. There's a lot of opportunity in crypto to get a 20x return, a 30x return, 100x returns or more. Why the hell would I settle for something that's got a 10x maximum potential? Maybe not even maximum. Let's say a 15, 16x maximum potential. Maybe you do go above $1 trillion, but I feel very, very doubtful of anything above that. $2,200 is going to be a hell of an accomplishment in itself. Likely you will not even see something above $1,500 by the end of this cycle. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And that's nice. That's nice. If I was holding $138 right here and it went to $1,500, that's really nice. But if I don't know, if there's a coin that's worth 1 cent that goes to $1, why wouldn't I want to invest in that? If there's coins, the average coin is gonna, in the same kind of ratio, the same perspective, it'll go from $138 to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. In the same ratio perspective, why settle for something like this? The only logical answer I can come up with is lack of risk. That's it. But with that being said as well, there's always the chance that this could have been a large distributive phase. I don't think it is. I think that we will break out, but it's going to be disappointing. It's going to be a very disappointing thing. And this will be where the mass distribution really takes place, and that might be the ending of Solana there, in my opinion. But we'll see. That's like a year away, but we'll see. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. This isn't the video that you wanted for Solana, but it's the video that you needed, because it's, let's just get our reality, let's get our expectations into reality here. I mean, Solana will not be a multi-trillion-dollar market cap by the end of this cycle, and it would have to achieve multi-trillion-dollar status to even compete with the average altcoin in the top 100. It's just not going to happen. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.